Jen here with Virtual PBX, and today I am going to show you how to use the faxing feature on your Dash interface. The first step you want to create when using the fax feature on your Dash interface is to add a main Faxbox number. To send and receive faxes on Dash, you will need to add a phone number to your main Faxbox. On the dashboard, click on Faxbox number. Then choose either Add from spare numbers to use a number you already have on your account, or By numbers to add a new number to handle your faxing. A new window will open to allow you to enter an email address. This is the email address that will receive the inbound faxes. You can change this email address later by clicking on Edit Faxbox. Here, you may also enter an email domain, such as @virtualpbx.com, to allow anyone with that email domain to send faxes out. The phone number is now your main Faxbox number, and you can now receive faxes on this number. Now, let's review adding faxing for users, both inbound and outbound. From the dashboard, click on Users. On the Users page, click on the User Features box next to the user you wish to enable faxing on. And then select Faxbox. Click on Disable to toggle Faxbox to be enabled. Select a number to use for sending and receiving faxes. You may choose from an available number on the account or a new number. Once a number is chosen, click on Save Changes. And now Charlie has faxing enabled on his account. Now let's review adding faxing for users inbound only. Adding inbound faxing only allows you to set up Faxbox on a user without having to purchase a phone number or assign a phone number to the main Faxbox. When an incoming fax comes in, the main number will be dialed and the fax will be routed to the identified extension number. The fax sender will need to include the extension when sending the fax. From your dashboard, click on Users. On the Users page, click on the User Features box next to the user you wish to enable faxing on. And then we're going to select Faxbox. Click on Disable to toggle Faxbox to Enabled. And then select Assign a new extension. This will create a new extension number that is specifically for inbound faxes for this user only. You will not be able to send faxes from this Faxbox or using this Faxbox credentials. This is because sending a fax requires caller ID information, which is associated with an actual phone number, not an extension. After you have selected Assign a new extension, type the extension number you wish to choose. Keep in mind that you will need to create a new extension because you cannot use an existing user extension number or ring group number. This allows you to set up Faxbox on a user without having to purchase a phone number or assign a phone number to the main Faxbox. This will only work for inbound faxes. Once you have selected an extension, click on Save Changes. And now Dave is able to receive inbound faxes. Now let's review how to send a fax. Log into the email address chosen upon setup. Next, find your account realm. System administrators can find this in a couple of areas, such as the bottom right of your dashboard. In the recipient field, enter the phone number you would like to send the fax to, followed by your dash account realm. You can find this information under your fax box. Attach the fax document that needs to be sent to the fax number destination. And keep in mind that when using email to fax, a signature file on your email will cause an error and the fax will fail. Larger files may be compressed and can take up to an hour to be delivered. Files over 7 megabytes will fail. An email confirmation will be sent to the user's email address once it has been delivered. Now, let's review how to receive a fax. Your senders will fax the number you identified while creating your fax box. You can find your fax box information under the individual user who has fax set up. So if I go to my individual fax box, I can find all of my information right here. You may retrieve your faxes in the email address you identified when creating a fax box. For example, I will receive all of my faxes to my email address, jennifer.merrigan@virtualpbx.com. Now let's review using the Fax Manager. The Fax Manager is now available on Dash for administrators to easily sort faxes by recipient, sender, date, number of pages, and more. To start, simply log in as an administrator and click on the menu icon on the top right of your dashboard. And then click on Faxes. This will take you to the Fax Management page. By default, you will be taken to Inbound Faxes, but you may also navigate to Outbound Faxes or Email to Fax logs. You can also filter by a specific fax box. Here, you may sort by a specific date, and you can also choose to delete and reorganize your faxes here. This is also where you can download a .tif of the file by selecting the download icon. And this is also where you can view fax details by clicking on the detail icon. And that's the Fax Manager.